Hey guys, Fire here from InDepth Gaming, bringing you another First Impressions video. This time we're checking out Tiny Troopers Global Ops. This game is developed by Epiphany Games, published by Wired Productions, and Kokorio Mobile Entertainment. It released back on March 9th of this year for 2023 for 20 bucks. I know a little different than my normal First Impressions, but I have already played this game for about 2 hours. I did the first chapter, so I wanted to share, like, it's kind of like a review, kind of like a first impressions, kind of not, because I haven't played everything in this game, so I don't want to call it a review, so figured I'd call it a first impressions video. So far I'm actually enjoying this game. I haven't really had a chance to play online multiplayer, but I know I've got some friends that have the game, so hopefully I can pick up and play this soon. But the basic set of the game is you're these little tiny troopers going on military-style missions. I'm kind of at the main base command center where I've got an armory. You can try out weapons. It's kind of like your pre-game lobby, so to speak. You can go in here, customize out your characters, design how they look. You get to recruit and update troops to then deploying on your missions. You can check statistics, all kinds of stats and ways to kind of help level up and train your guys. But the main heart of the game here is this mission screen. As you can see, I did this entire Prince out of Persia, kind of like this first successful mission run here, and I did not mean to start that, so we're going to back out here. But I want to dive into Chapter 2 so you can kind of see what the game's like, and I'll just continue kind of talking and sharing my thoughts while I stop failing here at going to the wrong chunks. The game has some cool sort of dialogue animation stuff to it, but I'll let you kind of see it here just a second as we dive here into Chapter 2, Scam Emails, Mission 1. The game features different difficulty levels as well as leaderboards, so you can kind of see how you stack up against your friends here. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive on to this first mission here. As far as how the game plays, the controls actually feel really good. Like, nothing seems to... I'm going to skip this if you pick the game up. Sorry. You can kind of follow the dialogue. I don't want to ruin story as much as just kind of showing the game a little bit. You get this narrated dialogue while you're playing, which is great when you're going through the game, as well as these kind of animated cutscenes, but they're kind of, you know, they kind of give you like a good mission debrief. So as you can see here in the game, when you first start out, you're only going to have you. I've recruited a couple more guys, and you basically use your D-pads. Left D-pad moves around, right D-pad does stuff, and then you have buttons to do additional things. So like I can shoot guns with my right trigger, or I can hopefully find and pick up other things to do other options in the game. But you're mainly just working to try to kill out everybody. But as you lose troops, you lose them for the whole game. You have to recruit new guys, level them up, get gear. So it's kind of a solid progressionary game where you're always working to, you know, level up your guys and not lose your squad. For me, this is a part of the game that I really enjoy, you know, knowing that if I lose one of my men here, like, it's devastating. I have to really, like, work to regain, and, you know, the game, you know, sets the difficulty systems into it to where it's not in a system where it feels like a giant uphill battle to regain, but it gets extremely fun as you continue playing further in the game. You know, I love that the game has a lot of achievements that actually encourage, like, longevity of the game here. So, you know, you have to kill tons of troops and missions and go through a lot of things to really play the game. It's not just a, you know, one and done, you're over, rinse, repeat, go again. You know, you get a lot of content here, and it's a game that actually makes that content feel rewarding at the same time. As you can see here, the missions do get dynamically different all throughout. You could be trying to be sneaky through areas or trying to gather things to blow up stuff. And sometimes you get, you know, time-restricted optional objectives in the games when you're playing, as well as the enemies that you encounter. You'll have these kind of big-up boss guys. You could run into landmine-infested maps and really all kinds of stuff in between that you have to really work at and, you know, decide what's worth your time and what's not. As you can see here, this is just giving us some kind of bonuses and health drops. Was it really worth our time to risk fighting with those landmines, or, you know, did we get lucky and fortunate with what we were doing? Looks like we need to go find another objective here. Let's see if we can not get lost. Objectives are honestly not too hard to find and fulfill. You know, the difficulty ramp up is actually really good in the game, so you will struggle on the harder difficulties, but where that kind of comes in to make life a little easier is the game does feature full online co-op. So you can dive into this game with your friends and play together, and that to me is something that I'm really looking forward to giving a shot. I have yet to get to play. Just timing conflicts make things a little challenging sometimes, But, you know, I am excited to get a chance to dive into this game with my friends and hopefully see how that online works. I know there's achievements catered to both online, I believe, and single player, but you can do most of the stuff on your own. So it's nothing that's going to be too strugglesome. You know, I think this game is a game that gives, like, a really good reward and, like, you know, it feels like all the effort that you do in this game, you're actually rewarded for all your hard work. It's not something that feels like, you know, I'm just doing the same thing. You know, really getting to progress your troops, adjust the types of weapons, and, you know, the amount of things in the game actually ramps up pretty well, but nothing in an overwhelming stake of the game. So it's something that, you know, for me has been really enjoyable to play, and I love games that don't just, you know, don't just say do this, do that. You know, it keeps you guessing with what's coming. You know, the game could have just, you know, told us the objectives. No, you really have to progress to see what's going to be unique and different as you keep going on throughout the game. There are some times where it might feel a little annoyance with things that you do deal with. You know, for me, I don't like dealing with all the landmines, but, you know, it's part of the game, you know, and it really sets the tone for some of the areas in the game. We're in a kind of, you know, diversified, fortified, they don't want us here, so, you know, the environments in the game really do match up and pan very well with the game. You know, I love the cartoony art style, but still bringing on senses of realism if you were in these type of combat situations and worlds in the game. You know, the game does a good job in that sense. You know, it really just feels like a really fun game. I like being able to just stop and go in this game and not feel that I have to play for 2 hours. I can really just sit and, you know, 10 minutes and I'm done with a mission or less. And it's a nice little portion of a game to do. I love that there's pickups and collectibles and things that you can just progress through at your own real rate. You know, if you and your friends want to play for 10 minutes, you can go in, deploy on a mission, and be done out, and then move on to whatever else you want to go to. As well as the game has local co-op, so if you don't have friends online and have some people on the couch you can go with, you can do that as well. I just want to show you guys a little bit of the, like, character development that I want to call it, that you can kind of do here in the armory. So you earn these kind of credits in the bottom left of your screen as you do missions, and then you can go through and give your guys upgraded gear to perform better when you're playing. And, you know, that's definitely something that I think is really, you know, fun and exciting for me in the game, is being able to, like, micromanage my guys and give them different gear. You know, as you can see here, I've unlocked the ability to have this SMG for my guy, but unfortunately I can't rank it up because I don't have requirements, and you need to really build up all your guys in the game together to be able to unlock certain different stage things within the game, as well as the game does have achievement tracking. You know, a lot of games don't have this nowadays, and I'm really glad to see that it's here and that there's plenty of achievements to keep you busy for quite a bit. There are a decent bit of chapters and missions. I think the first chapter, let's go dive in and just kind of show you here, 8 missions in the first chapter, and then there's additional other chapters which look like they might have around 8 missions as well. You got 6 chapters and a lot of content to dive into, especially if you're someone who likes to, you know, push the envelope with difficulty levels. I think it's a game that'll keep you playing for quite a while. It took me about an hour and a half to knock out that first chapter of playing and just poking around, so if you figure 6 chapters, you've got probably close to 10 hours of gameplay, which is enough, you know, to really justify, I think, the $20 price tag, and makes the game seem really fun and enjoyable. It'd be cool if there was like an Easter egg here to go here. I don't know, I just wanted to see if there was anything there. But yeah, outside of that, that's my thoughts on Tiny Troopers Global Ops. Not really a review, more of a first impression, because I haven't played enough to feel like I can give this game a review in that capacity, but I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts. If you do pick up the game, please let me know down below in the comments what you think. If you haven't already, I'd love to see you subscribe to the channel, or maybe consider becoming a member as well. And if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button. We'll catch you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day.